Greetings. Today we continue our study in the book of Revelation. We're going to be looking at Revelation 22 verses 1 and 2 simply on the subject of the tree of life. We're going to come back and then intertwine the 7 covenants fulfilled, which we started looking at in chapter 21, and some other topics as we conclude here in Revelation 22. The tree of life, Revelation 22:1, and he showed me a pure river of water of life, as clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of God and of the Lamb. In the midst of the street of it, and on either side of the river, was there the tree of life, which bare 12 manners of fruits, and yielded her fruit every month, and the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And we need to understand that the tree of life was a part of the original creation. The Garden of Eden was the original location of the tree of life. Genesis chapter 2, verse 8 says, "And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed." Chapter 3 and verse 23 of Genesis, "Therefore the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from whence he was taken." Isaiah 53 and verse 3, "For the Lord shall comfort Zion, he will comfort all her waste places, and he will make her wilderness like Eden, and her desert like the garden of the Lord. Joy and gladness shall be found therein, thanksgiving and the voice of melody." In Ezekiel 28, verse 13, we find these words, "Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was thy covering, the sardius, topaz, and the diamond, and the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, the sapphire, the emerald, the carbuncle, and gold. And the workmanship of thy tabrets and of thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day that thou wast created." Ezekiel 31:9, "I have made him fair by the multitude of his branches, so that all the trees of Eden that were in the garden of God envied him." Ezekiel 36:35, "And they shall say, This land that was desolate is become like the Garden of Eden, and the waste and desolate and ruined cities are become fenced and are inhabited." The book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 3, "A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. For the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape him." Now remember, there were other trees and types of trees in the Garden of Eden. Genesis 2:9 declares, "And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food." The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. There are 4 types of trees that are thus distinguished. Every tree that is pleasant to the sight, every tree that is good for food, the tree of life, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Distinction is made between these trees and their usage in Genesis chapter 2, verses 16 and 17. "And the Lord God commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden thou mayst freely eat, but the tree of the knowledge of good and evil shalt thou not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die."